Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 49, Day 5. It is a red day. So today, of course, we are going to be running the Divinia Yagwe combo. We're using a little bit of a weird hero class for it, but oddly enough it might end up working out. We're still using Bard, of course, as we're trying to level it up for next week. But for one, we don't have it level 70 yet. But one odd thing we're actually going to be able to do, since we are using the Divinia already, we're going to be using this team, of course, Divinia, Yagwe, Ragnargord, Dawnbringer, but we're using Bard, so we do gain 1 to all stats on all yellows per turn. Obviously, that's not our entire team, given the composition, but that does also include Divinia, so that will technically make Divinia tankier so it doesn't die, or at least make it slightly more likely that it will hopefully not die. But it also makes it so its HP gain is even higher, which we'll be able to use on our Yagwe in order to hit, well, higher. He has a 3-to-1 boost ratio for all the life, so what's odd enough is he actually gains 2 damage every 3-to-1, simply because, of course, he's hitting 2 things every single time, almost every cast. So if he's gaining 1 additional damage, he's technically gaining 2 additional damage. So yeah, we're basically just going to spam Divinia. What's nice about this hero class too is we start with half mana. This is pretty noteworthy as we need barrier. These things are, of course, almost every single battle we're going to be doing is going to be up against dwarves. It's very excessively common on Red Guild War Day, simply because they have one-shot capability. He's not using the one that actually does triple damage to Reds, though, oddly enough. He's only using the armor one, so all we have to do is just take out its armor summon and we'll be fine. But, yeah, that's pretty much the game plan. Throw everything down, get barrier up so we don't get hit by one-shots from all the dwarves. Did I say goblins? I meant dwarves. Have Ragnargord get up immediately. We have our banner set for that. We could 1-turn Ragnargord or 2-turn him, depending on how it goes. Then just get Divinia, throw her explosion down, get all of our HP that we need. Both of these have immune to mana drain, so even if they had mana drain spam, we'd be immune to that. And yeah, pretty much good to go. Red Day's actually probably one of my favorite days now that Divinia came into the mix. Really, really strong, particularly with Yagwe, so quite nice to use if you happen to have the combination. And it is indeed red. I always like double checking just in case. Actually, what's the score currently at? We're actually ahead of them by a decent amount. It doesn't look like it, but based on the battle difference, we actually are a decent amount ahead. Though we're in 4th place, no! That's mainly because we haven't done our battles yet. 1/3 of them. Anyways, let's get into battles. Oh, so hello everyone, hello Demon Angel, hello Alonso, hello Captain, hello Nilsson, hello Enoch, hello JZG, hello Dragon Ball Z fan, hello Donovan, and hello Zeddicus. Hope all of you are having a wonderful weekend. So we're gonna move this over. Get all the mana we need, or at least some of the mana we need. We got enchant on him, that's really good. I prefer him to have full mana now, but him getting full mana soon is also nice. Hold up. I forgot, we don't use purple. Well, we do and we don't. We convert out purple, but we don't specifically use purple with this team. So let me just double check that I don't accidentally mess something up here. I believe I am. No, it's fine, never mind, we can do that. That doesn't give him anything other than the Doom Skull that came out of nowhere. So in 2 turns, we will automatically have full mana. It's a little bit of time to wait, but I guess we'll have to wait it out since we don't have a choice here. We'll go explode the Reds. I'll definitely full mana him for sure. Could go for a Skull here instead. I think we're going to go for the HP, though, because we do need that damage. And we do have alignment. Thank you for that. Throw the Yagwe down. Get it up immediately. Throw the HP right back. And just complete the cycle again. It'd be really nice if we could have Perpetual Red Storm on this. I don't think there's any way to fit it, though. We'd have to put, like, an Infernus or something weird on our team, which I guess technically we could do, but would be a little clunky. So we're going to go do this, get some barriers so we don't take damage. Even though we can keep HP buffing, we want to try getting the barrier down regardless. Main reason being is we're still losing points for all the damage he does to our HP. So we want to be careful not to let him hit too high. We can do it to make sure we don't die, but we don't want to do it so much that we constantly just let him have damage, or else we are actually going to hurt our score slightly. Oh, why did I take that? I think we had enough damage already. I'm not going to bother calculating out. Actually, it is Guild Wars. I probably should calculate it out, shouldn't I? Let's see. 3-to-1 boost ratio based on that. That's like 50 damage. That is way more than enough. I'm not even going to bother calculating that. That is super killed already. That was somewhere over 100 damage. And there we go. Okay, on to the next one. Hey, we're up against ourselves. Yeah, that was what I was referring to, putting the Infernus with it. And I mentioned Queen Titania earlier, too. He's pretty much mentioning the exact same team I mentioned earlier, except you would want to use Yagwe in second, not Infernus. Other than that, yeah. Well then, well, that's what I was planning on using, or the other alternative of it, so we'll see exactly how it functions. Or at least when we're up against it. So it's basically a mirror match right now. He's just running the slightly higher rarity version of it, with no hero. Well, I don't need that purple. Why am I eyeing that purple? I'm like so used to taking purple every single time. Most of this board I don't really need. I need to try setting up a brown. I'm going to try getting barrier first. Or, I'm not trying to get it first, but this is going to be a byproduct of what we're doing right now since there's not as many things to take off the board. Because we are going to do that just to get some barriers to make sure we don't get hurt as much. He is going to be winning us in the speed game, especially since we didn't get that there. Wow, that's actually really bad that we didn't land that. He also just got a submerge, which is annoying because that does block our Dawnbringer there. I'm trying to find his brown. He's going to take a red there. Hopefully he'll give us a brown off the Cascade. And he does indeed do so, though I have to give him a skull if I want to go for it. And go for an explosion. I don't think that's actually full mana. There would need to be 3 browns around it. There's only 2. So we're going to be 1 mana short if we take that. So I believe we just let him poke us and then go from there. So he pokes us. It's not for a doom skull or anything. So it's fine. We'll get rid of all these purples. Even though those are just going to be replaced back. But, you know, grab all those. Take that skull there. And then I think we'll finally have enough mana to cast something that's useful. Oh, no! He got the kill! Oh, that's not good. He actually got so much damage so quickly. We're already dead. Well, he got the mana lead. Still can win. We can win with solo Dawnbringer, though it's going to be very unlikely at this point. Got to secure the first kill and then go from there. He's also going to reduce my magic by a decent amount. But yeah, it looks like every single day this week we're almost going to lose once. But yeah, not much we could do to that. Throw that down. He'll hit us once. Oh, and he has Fairy Fire, so it's already enough to kill. Well then, maybe I should switch to that. Gosh, we don't get hero XP if I do that, though, is the only problem. And I feel like that would be weaker against dwarves. But maybe we'll need to test it against non-dwarves later. Because, wow. I knew it'd be stronger. I didn't realize it'd be that much stronger. I think mainly because it got the mana lead. We didn't get the... If the Ragnagord would have surged there, we would have had a much better chance at that. But, oh well. Let's go rush to Vinia. Get that going. I guess we'll take purple to red. Go grab that. Get our HP buff immediately, and that should get us rolling already. Then we can just go throw our barrier so we don't die. Oh, sure, there's the Yagway there. Luckily, he still left it for us, so we'll throw that now. A little late, but still comes through. Get the explosion. And don't have the board for it, so we'll just clear it again. Do it on the green, it looks like. Get all that cleared. No extra turn or anything, but he'll just hit a barrier, so it doesn't even do anything. We'll wait for alignment, so we'll throw a Dawnbringer down. And there should be enough damage just in that, even if we don't have alignment. Yeah, gotta be very careful with Yagway and Infernus in general, particularly Yagway. It can double kill literally anything in the game with double cast if it gets alignment. There's almost nothing that has a high enough resistance to survive a double cast Yagway, especially since he had Fairy Fire and everything on his team. Just makes it even easier for it to have enough damage. Alright, we're going to take this right over here. I don't want to accidentally give him anything. Ideally, we would want to take in a brown, but can't do that at the moment. So we'll just go and try getting full mana to explode out the board. Well, either way, we explode out the board. So either take the brown or get a Ragnagord. Looks like we're going the Ragnagord route. He throws a hit, but he hits the thing that has 20% spell resist, so it does survive by a pretty decent margin. Actually, I think it would have survived even if it didn't have that 20% spell resist. So that does damage us quite a bit. Not much we can do about that. We'll throw a Dawnbringer down so we get our barriers up. So we won't get damaged. Get our HP up so we don't die again. Don't want that happening. Go get a green explode. Clear that out. Try for Yagway. Just clear out some boards with explosion. Go for the damage right there. His damage keeps increasing with every HP we get. So might as well get even higher. That should bring us to kill range as long as he doesn't have barrier, which we'll be able to kill off of him. And actually, we might as well go for Dawnbringer here, just clear them off. So we'll do that. Wait till he does something. He's going to get a summon there. I can't stop that, though, unless we get something for it. And we're not going to be able to kill him down far enough, I don't think. We can throw a Yagway, but it's only going to kill the one. Then he's going to summon immediately. But we'll still go for it. Maybe he'll get Skull distracted. How did he survive with 2 HP? Here, go down. And now he's have to deal with this last one. He's probably going to get a summon, though. Very unlikely we can actually kill that out. 256 HP. Well, you can tell this battle's going on for a little bit too long. But that is a very, very heavy hit. What does that come out to? What is that number? Calculator, go. What is that number divided by 3 plus 46? Oh, he applies the 8 damage too. Plus 8 damage to that as well. Let's go calculate it out. Come on, calculator. Why are you taking so long to load? Where are you? There you are. Okay. Oh, I was hiding behind a thing. It was already loaded. 256 divided by 3 equals 85.333 plus 8 plus whatever our base number is. What is our base number? Plus 46. Plus 46. Boom. 139 damage. Is 139 enough to kill? Yes, it is. Ever so barely. And dead. Wow. That is a lot of damage. Hey, we got our gems too. And an ultra rare ingot. I forgot about that. We had to win like 12 battles with a red team, I believe it was. So that ended up finishing that out. But let's go to this final one and be good to go. Hello, Danny. Welcome. What team are you using for Bounty Hunter? Oh, yeah. Let me actually go do some Bounty Hunter because we do need to go and finish that out, that game mode. Well, we actually already finished it, but I need to go and make sure we secure a leaderboard for an orb. It's not that big a deal, but I do want to make sure we get it. Go explode all that. Throw Yagway if we have. Otherwise, throw even more HP. It's not going to be for as much explosion. We're probably taking out yellow, too. Oh, good. It did land for an extra turn. Speaking of extra turn, grab all that mess and get him back to full mana. I guess we just clear out the board here. We should probably take this first, though. Take that. Maybe get rid of the brown and try taking in the skull. Go clear out the board again just to get our damage up. Ideally, get himself alignment. Doesn't look like we have it. Throw Dawnbringer for protection so he doesn't damage us as much. Also get rid of barrier. And then just start Yagway spamming. So we do that. Throw this down, then get more HP. I'll kill that out. If we can extra turn here, I think we'll have enough damage to kill it. Oh, we didn't, though. Oh, but he wasted his turn. Ooh, but he hit on a... I don't think we had barrier there, so we hit pretty hard. But what's our damage now? Not enough. I could already tell. But it is going to be pretty high. We'll throw this into one more cast. Oh, good. We did land it. That should be enough now. So let's go double check with the almighty calculator once more. The cheating tool. Use a calculator to actually figure out how much damage you're doing. Let's see. Okay, let's see. What's that? Plus 8. Plus 38. That comes out to not enough damage. It comes out to 126 damage is how much we'll do. That is not enough to kill him, unfortunately. So move that down. Still not enough. Let's go for that. Hopefully get alignment here. And, oh, it's not going to be. But we'll go do that. Get our double kill and then throw it again. That should be enough dead. There we go. You got Famine and War and 1,000 Guild Seals. You're excited? Oh, very, very nice. Wow. That is some very nice loot to get. It's particularly the Famine out of that. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yes. Let me go show Bounty Hunter as requested. But yeah, that was Guild War for the week. Oops. Let me go and show the, where'd it go? The final score. The final score comes out to 7,976. So again, it didn't actually score that bad. The problem is it lost the one battle, which made the score go down obviously a lot. But excluding that, it ended up going pretty decently. That would have been on track for 9,400, 9,500, maybe even higher. Also, with that being said, we've gone 4-1 almost every day this week. We actually did pretty bad. But, yeah, we have tomorrow. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's not even the final battle we're losing on either, every single time. It's the, and more often than not, it's like the first or second battle, oddly enough. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but, oh well, our score isn't really that bad still. It's just we keep losing once, which is lowering it some. I don't know why I keep doing that whenever we fall down to bracket 3. Every single one of my bracket 3 weeks are so much more horrible than the bracket 2 week prior. But anyways, let's go and go do some Bounty Hunter. So, of course, Bounty Hunter's still around for any of you that want to go participate in it. It's still around for another 1 day and 6 hours, basically Monday reset. You can get a lot of rewards for it. It requires 250,000 points to get all rewards. Last I checked, oh, nope, not anymore. Before, you were able to reach the leaderboard by just having 250,000 points. Now you need a little bit more than 250,000 points, though it's not much more. So you can still easily get that other orb. With that being said, I believe we have 6 battles actually, sitting there. So let's go and use these battles. We're using Agave, Sister, Superior, Feral Hound, and Yagway. If you are running the lower battles, like one of the first 8, and sticking on the first 8, or even if you just were running through them the first time, what you would want to use is Agave, Parrot, Feral Hound, and the Riftlinks would be your team you'd want to use. Well, let's go in with this. There's unfortunately no way to really put Hero into our team properly, so we're just going to have to run with this. This final battle is really easy this week, though. I think I've lost to it 0 times, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I lost a Valraven once or twice, but as far as actually losing the battle, I don't think I have a single time yet. It is possible, but generally, almost everything on his team, actually everything on his team, is single hit other than the Mammoth. So, it's pretty easy just to keep barrier spamming to not take any damage at all. So go for that, get over our mana. Ideally throw Yagway immediately. It doesn't look like we have it, so we'll go and try throwing for alignment again. We landed it into extra turn as well. And it's pretty much just a standard cycle you would do for any of these kind of teams. And he almost just got frozen there again. Let's go grab that, go through. Oh, wait, why did I take that? I should have just went for this. But, oh, well. We should have alignment here. I don't think it's going to ruin it for us, even if he hits us hard. And do keep in mind, unlike Guild Wars, it doesn't matter if you lose troops. So if we lose our entire team other than one troop, we still get the full amount of points. It doesn't penalize us at all in any way. The only thing that matters is how many bounty troops you initially start with and how high they are ascended. And to make sure you use the captain. Always use the captain on a given week if you have bought in sigils to do so. Oops, I just made a mistake. Fail. You can tell I haven't been using this. Make sure to use Sister Superior to get rid of your freeze. That's actually the whole reason why we're running her instead of Parrot. Normally you would run Parrot, but we need anti-freeze for his freeze that you just saw there, so that we don't lose our turn. That's the whole reason why we're running her. And what's nice is she starts with Empowered, and she has a low enough mana that it's pretty easy to get her right back up if you need her. But yeah, now we're in top 100 again. It says how easy it was to get back to top 100. And now I guess we'll just use the rest of our battles so we secure our one little orb and go from there. So let's go and keep going. But yeah, normally you would use Parrot. It's just this week you wouldn't need it because of this guy. He does a freeze every attack. And while it's only one thing, it's still very annoying as this team is very dependent on not being frozen. Particularly on red. Well, we don't have anything good to take here. We'll take a skull. Go grab that. We actually cascaded the mana we need, so that works out perfectly. Grab that. Throw another Pharaoh Hound down. Completely misses, unfortunately. That's also an easy way to go give him his freeze as well. If you miss with your reds, you're just giving him all the reds he needs to freeze you, which is another problem that comes into play. Which is the other reason why you're running Sister. Okay, we'll take brown here. There should be, hopefully, a Pharaoh Hound to hit. Gotta take a skull here. He's just gonna freeze us. If he hits something important, why anti-freeze? Technically, that is important because it's, we could just let it die. But it is freezing our red, our purple, so I don't want that to happen. Go get this down. Landed our extra turn. Not enough mana, but we can just grab that and throw it down one more time, and then just hopefully have alignment. So we'll see what he does here. Looks like we have it. Get that down. A nice bit of damage. Guess we'll try for the extra turn again. Could have taken those browns out the way. It doesn't look like we get it. Well, let's do it once more. Go for that. Go do something weird over there. Do we have it? No, we do not. So we will go and, I guess, just pass our turn, take a skull or something. I don't actually want to cast his ability because it's going to block our mana ever so slightly. It's not that big a deal, but it would come into play. We also don't have a Yagway alignment, so we might as well just take a red, try throwing Pharaoh Hounds. And whenever you don't have alignment, you can usually just throw that, and it's almost guaranteed going to give you alignment, ideally. More often than not, it will be. I'll throw that. Throw it down again. Cycle through it. No extra turn. Hopefully he does something, though. Nope. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to cast you. Complete misclick. We'll go for that. Throw it down again. Dead. There we go. Not like it makes much of a difference. This final battle is actually absurdly weak this week compared to what it normally is. It only uses 3 colors, if I'm not mistaken, and it doesn't really use them that well. The only real annoying thing about this final battle is none of them use yellow. So if you have a Valraven on the opposing battle, which of course is every Valraven you ever see, he will not be blocked by anything. So it's very easy for it to escape, especially with this team. Biggest downfall of this team, and the only really bad thing about it whenever you're running this in Bounty Hunter, you have no way to hit a Valraven. If it's in like the last 2 slots, it takes forever to try to kill it, which makes it pretty easy for it to escape, unfortunately. There isn't much you can do about that, though. You can't like preemptively switch to Infernus or something, or some other kind of damage, because you don't know when the Valraven's going to come. It's impossible to know ahead of time. Okay, so that we don't need to bother freezing on. It's, or unfreezing on, just because it's a useless troop. So we'll just go for that. And until one of these gets frozen or purple gets frozen is the only time we actually have to go for it. So go for that red. Ideally, we have alignment, and we do. So hopefully go right into another Pharaoh Hound, and we can just kind of go from there. Get another poke down, get another poke down, and a lot of those little pokes. Get this. If we get one more, we can actually clear it out before the Yagway, and we are. Perfect. We don't have alignment here. Looks like a lot of mana, but it's not aligned. But I might still go for it, actually. So we are going to do that. Get a bit of mana there. Go throw a Hound down. Hopefully land it. Yes, it does indeed land. Dead. And one more little poke will do it. Double Yagway. Nothing shall survive the double Yagway cast. You got any tips about treasure maps? In what degree? Like how to play them? Generally, the best way to do them is just to do them as quickly as possible, rushing through them. and just getting hundreds of maps and then just rushing through them as quickly as possible, it would earn you the most amount of resources per hour. As far as playing them legitimately, which you wouldn't normally do unless you're extremely early game and you have like limited resources, or if you're trying for that one achievement where you need to get 2 volts. But basically some general strategy is always take from the bottom. But look for extra turns from the top. Generally, you want to try taking 5 times instead of 4 times. If you can, try setting it up. Because every single 5 times, you not only preserve your turn, but you also gain an extra turn. So if you take 1 turn to set up a 5 times, it's the same thing as taking a 4 times. So you generally want to be taking that 1 turn, if you can, anywheres where you do see it. But other than that, search from the bottom first. Take the extra turn from the top. Always make sure that the bottom isn't congested. That's probably the biggest thing that actually kills maps, is not clearing out your bottom properly. Also make sure if you're making bigger resources that you get it to the bottom where it's kind of out of the way, where you can then go use it later. Once you're starting to get to green and red chests, if you are trying for vaults, make sure they're near each other. There's a possibility that as you're taking them, you make them so far away that you can barely do anything with them, and they just congest your board because they're too far away for you to actually combine together. And then all the space in between is just congested because you have these gigantic resources that you can't get off the board. Same thing happens at the bottom, except with smaller resources later in a map. And yeah, that's pretty much all the strategy. But as far as the best possible rate of map resources per hour, basically you just farm with Tyree. Go and get a bunch of maps with her. Run like a single Tyree, double Tyree team in one of the challenges. Keep spamming the battle. Get like 5 to 10 maps per battle or something like that. And then you can get about 100 per hour approximately, give or take like 50% of that. Forget the exact rate these days, but it's a pretty ridiculously high amount. But you do that, get a bunch of maps, then you go use them in Treasure Hunt, and it comes out to, if you just rush through them as quickly as possible, it comes out to about 60 gems per hour among many other resources. So it's quite nice. It's actually the quickest gem rate in the entire game per hour. Though generally it's not really done, since you don't gain any EXP there, and you also don't gain any EXP, you don't gain any class EXP, and you don't gain the new ingots. So a lot of content actually isn't in maps, which is one of the main reasons you don't really see me really ever doing them. Later in the game, they're definitely not worth it. But as a newer player, they're really nice because it helps you get Dragon Armor and Celestial Armor very quick if you're still planning on getting them. Well, you definitely need to get them if you're not getting Death Knight, but it really helps speed that up when you're first starting out in the game. But once you have both of those armors, you tend to not really do Treasure Hunt too much anymore. Main reason being is Treasure Hunt does not actually apply your bonuses. So let's say you have Dragon Armor on with 100% gold bonus. You do not get 100% more gold from doing Treasure Hunt. It does not apply your bonuses to the game mode, which makes it so you gain quite a bit less resources, especially as your bonuses keep getting higher and higher. Okay, well, we'll go through that down. Also, Valraven first slot. Very good location for a Valraven to be. Still have to be careful not to give him anything, though. Just because he's in first doesn't mean we're automatically immune to him escaping the battle. Oh, he's already going to get a freeze, but we can easily go get that off. Let me go and get rid of that right there. Can we go move anything to try to get this going? I guess a yellow to red or something. So we'll go to that. Almost get Sister back up. We'll go through a nice Yagway here. Looks like we have it on alignment too, so perfect. Grab that, take the screen over. Hopefully this won't miss because he's very dangerously close to full mana. Throw this down. It does indeed miss, or at least the extra turn part of it misses. He'll throw a skull. At least we got rid of most of the yellow on the board, just from how it went. So we'll go throw this down. I'm not going to take that red because I wanted the higher chance for extra turn. It doesn't land. Gets another freeze on us, but we just get rid of it immediately. And we'll just take the skull. Somehow not dead yet. Take another skull. There we go. And then we take the Yagway that's just sitting right there. And that should be a match. Take that. Get a little bit of damage. Also, as you saw there, it broke the barrier while still removing our stats. It's because he does HP reduction and armor reduction. So he's always going to get a hit on you, even if you have barrier, which is annoying. But there's a lot of things that are like that. So we'll grab that. No extra turn for us to take here, so I guess we just go for another Feral Hounds, try to get the alignment. We did land the alignment, and that should be enough damage to kill it, so we'll throw it down again, and dead. Oh, that wasn't enough damage, apparently. Never mind. We'll take a red to red, I guess. Now let's kill him out. His regeneration saved him. That's funny. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. We're currently in 59th place. If we make top 50, we get 50 extra, or 25 extra gems, I think. It's like nothing. But hey, 25 gems is 25 gems. I'm mainly doing this just so I don't have to do it later. Because as you saw earlier, we were not on leaderboard anymore. 700 pet mastery and a blue orb. Very nice. Yeah, I'm still in, like, I believe the mid 100s. I have a lot of them that are about to get maxed, though, which should boost it up quite a bit soon. Yeah, I still only have one mythic, by the way. One mythic pet. We're about to have a lot of them come in at once, though, once we do start getting them. Almost all of them are going to come in simultaneously. This is going to be one gigantic last burst. The only slightly annoying thing about pet mastery is the rewards never get any better, do they? Like, there's no special reward for, like, 250 or 500 or 1,000. Maybe they will eventually have one for 1,000, who knows? But, like, maybe some kind of unique pet once you reach 1,000 pet mastery. Actually, that would really make it worth it. Give us, like, one of those really overpowered pets that they were referring to. Like, maybe a pet that boosts based on burning when you have 1,000 pet mastery. And then, like, a poison one at 2,000 or something. That'd be really cool. Or maybe not that high. Maybe it would be 1,500. Because I think we're still quite a bit of ways from even hitting 1,000 pet mastery. I actually don't know what the total is at the current moment in time. It's whatever the number of pets is times 20 is what it currently is. And I don't believe there's enough for that to even hit yet. Okay, we'll go and take a red. Because it would give a nice incentive to actually leveling them. Because there isn't really much. We'll go take a brown here. Go throw those down. Put a Yagway in there. Get another hound down. I need some water. Okay, what do we need here? We don't have any alignment. We'll take that free turn. We don't have any alignment, so we'll take that red. We still don't have any alignment. We'll take the Feral Hound. And we do indeed land it, and that's match. There we go, grab that, throw Hound. Nice extra turn, no alignment. We'll stick Skull. Double Skull, still no alignment, throw Hounds. We have alignment, but we did an extra turn. Right now we don't have alignment now because he ruined it. Oh no, he didn't. We still have it in the corner. Go grab that, throw Hounds. Actually, let me take a red first. Get it to full mana before we take Hounds. Did we take that Skull? No, I think we can kill off with just reds. All I need is one more red. Come on, red! There we go. And now he's dead. Then we just throw Yagway, and then that should almost be match. Anything follow-up will kill it. And there we go. And it was still our turn if we wanted to throw even more damage. And we had Yagway into Skull right in the top left. So even if that wasn't the win, we still had plenty more to win with. Hello, Medieval! Welcome! I guess it's kind of the week of Yagway. Also, if you haven't bothered maxing him out yet, the trait stone to max him out is available this week. I don't think I've been mentioning that much, but that is pretty noteworthy. You can fully max out Yagway with the red-greens this week. Also, if you don't own Yagway, I would still highly advise getting 16 red-green on reserve, maybe even a little bit higher. You can easily get it with Glory this week. They're 400 Glory for 2 Arcanes that he requires. I would keep a stockpile of it and wait until you get them, and just kind of have them around for when you do, just so you don't have to go out of your way for them later. But yeah, definitely really, really good to go and upgrade him. Out of every red-green, he gains the most amount of value from being fully maxed. Every single one of his traits he normally uses. If you're using him more up front, he uses his Skull Reflect. If you're up against Mana Drain, he'll be using that. And of course, you really want to have that extra lifesteal with every red you take, as that increases his damage by, not only will it do 3 true damage to the first enemy, it will also go and make your life go higher. And on top of that, it also makes it so you'll have more damage onto your ability by 1, which is technically 2 damage, because every extra damage he has is hitting 2 troops. Okay, we'll go take the red there for Feral Hounds. Doesn't look like it's going to hit, but I'm still going for it. Okay, it does indeed land. Problem is we have nowhere near enough mana, so let's go move that over. He'll throw a freeze. It's pretty irrelevant when it hits for the most part, but I still want to get it off, just in case we extra turn on red. I mean, extra turn on purple, and we did, so good thing we did that, otherwise we actually would have lost our turn right there. And then I'm actually going to take a red right here, just so we have Yagway, because I need to make sure we have it. Go throw that down, get our mana right back up. And there's not enough mana to get it cycling again. Also, he got his frozen. I don't have a way to get rid of it at the moment. I can go waste a turn to go get it if I want to. I don't know if I want to do that, though. I guess we will. We'll do that so we can get cleanse. We'll go get it off immediately just so we don't have to deal with it. And then we just need to go find the last of our mana, which isn't available. So we'll go get her mana right back up so we have another cleanse in case we need it. Throw that over. I think I'm going to waste my turn to take a green just so we have Yagway in case we miss. And then we go through this, hopefully not miss, and go from there. So move that over. Double check our board. Throw that. No extra turn. And we do have alignment though, so we'll go for that. Get most of our mana back, get all of our mana back. Throw it down again. And it should be a match. Got our 2 kills secured, so that makes it a lot easier. So we don't have as much to worry about. Still have to worry about that freeze, but we have our cleanser ready, so should be fine. Got that skull spam going as well now that we got a kill, which helps speed up the battle by quite a bit. We'll go throw this down and then throw a nice Yagway, and that'll pretty much kill him off of skull spam at that point, if he lets us have it. Just get that cleansed immediately, throw Yagway, and already dead off of that. It's already enough damage. The skull spam really helps to clear out the scraps too that might be in front of it. Feral Hound is just so amazingly good. Everything it does, other than it's immune to Death Mark. If this was like a red link or a purple link or something, that'd be so convenient. But yeah, that Bone Storm is insanely powerful in this game mode. It's also, I believe, the only bounty troop that has a storm on it, which is useful because, well, you generally do want to have a storm, especially if you're clearing out the board a lot and the enemy is not. In this case, as you can see, he has almost no board clear whatsoever, whereas we're using Feral Hound and Yagway. Well, it's not explosions, which would be better. It's still enough board clear, or more board clear than what he has, I should say. The only time that's really bad, though, is if the enemy has, like, explosions and, you know, a bunch of stuff that can cycle through the board very quickly, because they would actually gain slightly better benefit from it. Not only would they gain more benefit from their ability, but also because they have higher skull damage than us. Okay, well, we'll go take red here. Oh, oops, I forgot to take yellow. She already had full mana. I hate when I do that. I do that so often. Like, pay no attention to the color I already don't need anymore. And then it's just, like, sitting there with a 4 times extra turn, just sitting, ready to go. We need a red right here. Luckily, we have one sitting there. Go and hopefully have Yagway. He just hits us. Ooh, I do not need that dying. Don't do that. So grab that. That kills out. That's fine. We don't need that one. If anything, that's actually helpful, that thing being dead. Because now we get barriers on our more important troops. Technically, this team gets getting stronger and stronger the more troops we lose, up until these two. Because there's a higher chance of watching barrier or something that's useful, the less we have. The only reason we really have that other troop is because we need it for the points, of course. Okay, we'll take those reds. Go for this. Just because in case I missed, I didn't want him getting the freeze. So now we're down to just our 2. Even though it seems like we're almost about to die, it's actually perfectly fine. Since now our barriers will almost guarantee hit on one of the 2. Or, you know, we'll constantly just keep barriering both of them so we never take any damage. Or at least ideally that is the plan. And that's right, I don't even need to do anything else. We can just throw Yagway for the kill. And there we go. You're using the team of... Oh no, we didn't get a Valraven. That's the end of our battles. Oops, I thought we still had a few more. Apparently not. We got very bad Valraven luck this week. But we're top 50 technically. Though as long as we're top 100, that's the main thing that matters. So we get the 1 orb. That's the only thing we're aiming for. I just happen to have done all the battles because why not? But yeah, we'll get 1 more orb hopefully. On top of everything else we've already got. And we got 2 purple orbs too, which is pretty nice. That alone was worth more than the amount of gems we put in. We don't always get that lucky. But we did get pretty lucky this time around. Let's see. Your team is Titan class, Earth's Fury, with 3 bounty troops. No matter what you choose, will be enough to win every time. Yes, you can go down that route. I was considering using that. My biggest concern with it is it would be too slow, I felt like. If there was a really good triple bounty week combination, I would probably consider it just to gain EXP while doing so. But, I don't know. I feel like it would be too much slower. It'd be maybe not half the speed, but it would be noticeably less quick than using a Yagway. And with Bounty Hunter, you generally just want to get it done and then get out. Get in, get out, and go from there. That's pretty much the game mode. Go hit leaderboard, then, or basically just go do 250,000. Ideally, reach leaderboard automatically with that, and then just kind of go from there. I believe Bounty Hunter normally takes around, it depends how you do it, but it takes anywhere from about 3 to 5 hours. I feel like with an Earth's Fury kind of thing, it would take more towards like 5 to 7, which isn't really that big a difference, but you could be using the time that you were doing in there just to farm Explore, and it would still come out to about the same amount of EXP pretty much. Okay, so let's not use our red team. We actually already did all the daily tasks. It's kind of funny. I didn't try doing a single task today. Literally all 4 of my tasks got done automatically. Match 5 gems in 1 battle, that's easy. Or match 5 gems at once in a battle. That we had to do several times. Taken 5 times. Win a battle using 3 unique troops that all use red. It was Red Guild War Day. Plus we showed a little bit of Explore, which I didn't even really plan on doing. And it actually made us go over almost all the way. And then Guild Wars made us actually get it. You saw we got 6 gems earlier. Use 4 troops of the same mana color. This we only had to do like once. And that we would automatically done from Guild Wars anyways, even if we didn't do it up by other means. And then win 3 battles using 3 troops who all use yellow mana. And as you guys know, my main team that I use for PvP is already using 3 troops that already use yellow mana. It's Infernus, Ubistet, Divine Ishpala. So without going out of our way at all, we finished every single daily task today. I think that is the first time I've ever done that. It wasn't even like open keys or anything like that. It was literally just all play the game normally and you just get all these free things. That is very rare. First time I've seen it since it launched, or since we got daily tasks last patch. I've never actually seen a day where all 4 of them were, you didn't even need to do anything. You just automatically did themselves. Okay, we'll go through, scroll down. Throw another skull. Ubistet dead. You have a much better team, but it's a secret? Let's see. For what? Bounty Hunter? Because you can't use multiple troops. You can if you wanted to, but it would lower your score by quite a bit. You would have to use one single other troop. So there's only so many things that could be. The best things that it could possibly be is Earth's Fury using a specific hero class, Yagweh, Infernus, and maybe Ubistet, and that's about it. I don't really think much else would really work if you're only using 1. If you're using 2, yes, there's a lot of things you could use. The only problem with using 2, though, is you won't make leaderboard. You'll easily make 250,000, but you won't make leaderboard if you buy tier 6. You'd have to buy tier 7, which would cost you 200 more gems. Which one do we go for? Well, let's just go for this one. What do we need? We'll go through... Oh, were you referring to Red Guild War Day? Generally for Red Guild War Day, I actually tend to use, or in the past, we've used to actually use 4 times dragons, which used to be a lot of fun too. I'm almost considering moving back to that. That or just sticking with a different version of Yagweh. I don't normally find them to be that annoying, though, dwarves, that is. Like, we are easily capable of defeating the dwarves. The thing we even lost today on Guild Wars wasn't even dwarves. It was ourselves. We were up against a non-hero version of the team we were already using. And that's what we lost to. As far as the dwarves themselves, they're not really much of a threat in Guild War Red Days, I don't feel like. Even though I personally use them and I know a lot of other people use them. They're, it's just because everyone's already so aware that that's going to be what you're facing, that everyone has kind of already built strategies around countering it. And normally I go down the Dawnbringer route, but you could easily go any other way of disabling it. Like trying to get its armor down quickly, or mana draining, or any other combination of things. There we go. Seems like every team in the higher levels is a Divine team. Oh yeah, a good majority of them. Divines are so ridiculously overpowered right now. It's pretty funny. The Divines actually used to be really good in the past too. Surprisingly, Paladin at one point was the best troop in the entire game, oddly enough. Obviously not the case anymore. Also, Lady Sapphira at one point was the best troop in the game. And actually, she's not a Divine, but she's from the Divine Kingdom, White Helm. Sacred Guard at one point was also pretty high up there. Though these days, it's pretty much just dead content, other than for Arena is the only good place for it these days. Yeah, most end-of-game teams are Divine these days. It's Divine, Giants, Dwarves, and surprisingly Dwarves. Dwarves for the longest time have been like useless, but there are some instances where they get used. Not for standard PvP, but there are battles where you would bring them out, as well as Highforge in general, as well as occasionally the Rune Priest. But yeah, a good majority of endgame is Divines. Divines, Dragons, and Goblins, pretty much. That's the entirety of late game as far as viable teams. There's a few other ones here and there that mix match a few other things, but that's a good majority of them. And all of them are based on just putting as much damage as quickly as possible. So things like Queen Titania, things like Infernus, things like Ubistet, things like Yagweh, really anything that can hit a lot of damage very quick and keep cycling it. Mostly, there's almost nothing in the meta right now that only casts once and then ends its turn. There are very, very few troops like that that are actually viable. Ubistet actually being one of them. But more often than not, a good majority of what's actually good at any given time are things that are capable of looping their ability and constantly keeping it on your turn to just keep applying damage. because things that don't do that just gain a lot less value. When you can go and cast Infernus like 2, 3, 4 times in a row without losing your turn compared to only throwing something else once, it makes a gigantic difference. Okay, we didn't get anything good off the gnome, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a pretty... Oh, no, not that version of it. But this team with Dawnbringer is actually pretty decent. Your Fire Mantle, Fire Giant, Dawnbringer, Hindla. I need to go actually set that as one of my Guild War Defend teams, I think. It has so much HP. It actually has the... that team has the highest HP in the entire game. There isn't anything that will ever have higher HP than that team, other than other versions of that team once they finally add more Stormheim to the game. But it's just that strong as far as HP is concerned, and it makes it super unkillable because HP is the best defensive stat. It's much better to have a really high HP than it is to have a very high armor value. Armor is like near pointless in this game. The only one thing that armor is actually particularly good at is if you are burning and you have barrier on yourself. Burning will take the damage from your armor instead of removing your barrier until you have lost all of your armor. Like right now, if he was barriered, he would lose his barrier, but before when he had armor, he wouldn't. If it does any HP damage, it will, but burning just hitting on armor will not actually remove barrier. That's about the only thing armor is really used for, unless your troops specifically boost ratios off of it. So there isn't much to... It's not that good of a stat, basically. Oh, Silent One. Oh no, Silent One. The good old days when Silent One was like the most overpowered thing in the entire game. Actually, that wasn't the good old days. He was so annoying. Not only did he used to not have a delay on his ability, he also used to be, well, a couple of things. He used to have the highest attack in the entire game. Not, right now he's actually quite a bit lower than highest attack, but he had the highest attack in the game, with literally nothing higher than him. I think it was tied with like maybe 1 or 2 other things, but it was the highest. Other than that, traits didn't exist, so there was no such thing as immune to silence. Silence also, he had no delay on his ability, as in, he did not silence himself. All he did was silence all enemies, and that's it. He also used to mana drain on top of his silence. So not only would he silence everything, he would also mana drain everything. So it's basically like a famine that didn't do damage, but instead did silence. And it was only 16 mana cost then. So it was basically famine with no damage, but better, is basically what it was. And it just used 2 colors instead of 3. And had no delay. Kind of like how famine has no delay. Except he doesn't silence, he only does the mana drain portion of it. And there was no immunity to any of it. So you couldn't counter it. The only way you could counter it was kill the enemy Silent One, or silence it before it silenced you. And that was pretty much the whole meta for like several months. Actually, it's still kind of applicable right now. I need to go and make sure he doesn't silence us. Very, very few teams actually run with immune to silence. And obviously the team we're using right now does not carry it. Oh, actually, you know what? We are using Bard, though, which does have immune to silence. One noteworthy thing about Bard hero class, other than how good it is with yellow and everything, it's the only hero class in the game that has immune to silence, which is actually relevant in the exact battle we were just against. So that's kind of funny. It's the only time you really ever use those against Silent One. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, I really, really hope they give Silent One a buff on Monday. I don't know if they actually are going to be doing the Pansvale buff, but I really do want to see Silent One be viable again. Not as viable as it used to be, but still viable to a high enough degree that's really good. Do I speak any other languages? No. English is the only one, and English I barely even speak correctly. Or at least I barely even pronounce it correctly. But no, English is my only language. Alright, we'll throw Infernus down. Divines were 3 out of your 5 battles today? I didn't see people divine spamming on today. Oh no, why would you divine spam on a red day? Doesn't seem like the day you would go and do that. I guess, actually, what day would you do? Oh, you know why? Oh, I see why. No, why would you then? Because on red day, let's say you're using a Divinia, because I assume some of them were using Divinia, Divine Team. Why would you want to? Because, well, okay, I guess I see why. In case the enemy team is running red spam, I guess. Because if they're not running red spam and they're just taking a bunch of reds off the board, you're going to have less red to use off of Divinia. But I guess their mindset is they're probably going to use gem spam, or hope that they use gem spam. And if they do, you'll be able to get a bunch more explosion off of Divinia. I guess that's the mindset for it. Oops, I just took a red as if it would Yalgwei kill him. Luckily he was burning. Fail. I've been using Yalgwei so much today with everything that I'm taking reds now, assuming they'll do damage. Yeah, that's what we lost to in Guild Wars today, or at least a variant of it. Divinia, Infernus, Ubistet, and Dawnbringer. Oh wait, no, it's not. We were using Yagway version of it. I think that might be too high of a mana cost, what you just mentioned. You have to be very, very careful not to overdo your mana cost, especially up against dwarves. Biggest issue with dwarves is they generally go and hit you too quickly. If you're going to die to dwarves, it's because your team didn't get up quick enough. It's one of the reasons why I normally carry a Ragnargord, or why that other team ended up running with, what's it called? The Infernus there. You want to make sure that you can either Divine Ishbala to make sure it gets a half mana start, or you're going to want to make sure that you get the Ragnargord there just so you get all the mana. Oh, never mind. On Red Day you can't run Divinia, but still, you want to make sure that you don't get outpaced by the enemy. Hey, we gained another level, 65. You almost lost an 11k rating Goblin team with Siren. Oh, that can definitely happen. Siren is insanely good on... I hope they don't nerf it on Monday if they do rework them. But Siren is amazingly strong on Goblin teams. You should just like change the classification of it to Goblin. It's like so perfect for them. You basically just get some gem spawn immediately. You use on a color day of Guild Wars where it's just going to create the right color for you. Like, let's say purple day or something. There's a few days you could do it. Just make sure you don't do it on brown or yellow because it could be super hard countered by job trumpers. But, yeah, it's a really, really, really strong team. Just running with Nobbin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, Grapple Pot, and Siren. It's the strongest Goblin team currently in the game, and it doesn't even run 4 times Goblins. Yep, he just evaded the battle and won. Luckily, that wasn't a real gnome, so it didn't matter that he evaded the battle, but that's funny. I can't recall the last time we've actually seen a battle won from the enemy actually leaving. But it does count, so there we go. It's basically like forfeiting, essentially. Yeah, we'll go through Infernus down. Go for a double Ubistet. Go for a hit here into anything. And that'll be that. And dead. Okay, we'll go into this one. Looks like we have a Divinia to have to face down. But yeah, Danny, I'll go try that team. I'll do it right after this battle. I've just been trying to find a nice battle to do it against. I guess technically actually we could have done on this. It would have been fine. I'll go move that down. Just there's been a lot of easy battles in a row. And obviously for testing stuff, you want to make sure it's not against something ridiculously weak, like 4 times Firebomb. Okay, we'll go move that down. Go throw another one of these down. And it just ruined my extra turn. I had it, but then it went away. I'll double kill those two. It's pretty much all of his tankiness. And now we just need to get rid of Summoner before he gets it down, ideally. I don't think we have it though, so let's go take green. That'll kill it. And then we just have to worry about Divine Ishbala. Okay. So, next battle. Let's go fight against this. There we go, there's a real team. So let's go give it a shot. Let's run what you mentioned. Let's see. We need Divinia. Divinia, I still don't have Divinia maxed. Probably should get it maxed. Divinia. What else do we need? Infernus. Get a Uba. The Ubas. And what else do we need? The Dawnbringer. Get a weapon, get Dawnbringer down, and we're good to go. Okay, so, banner. What are we missing? We're missing green. And we're missing... that's it. So, where's our minus green? Should be a minus green banner that works good for this. I think there's 2 of them. So, there's this and there's the other one. I think this is what we go for and just rush Divinia then. Since we won't have anything else that can rush. We don't have Ragnargord. We don't have, I guess Dawnbringer, but we wouldn't want to rush that. It doesn't actually give mana. Unless we just desperately needed a barrier off the bat. The only real big issue I could see with this team... what is specifically are you actually scoring with this if you use it on Red Guild War Day? Oh wait, it's red and yellow? I didn't even notice that. Oh wow. Nice. Okay, but the biggest issue that I would really see with it is you're going to get hit by the first initial hit if you are up against dwarves. It's almost guaranteed going to happen if Divinia doesn't surge. So the big issue that will bring is you would end up losing 100-something damage right off the bat, which will lower down the score quite a bit. Especially if you get hit again. But I guess if you only get hit by that one hit and nothing else and it doesn't kill, I guess it would be fine though. Go with that over. Get this thing to full mana immediately. Take another red. Oh yeah, that's a slight issue too. We're kind of taking the reds off the board that we need to actually function. So we'll go for that. That's normally not too big a deal, because once you get it going, it's good to go. And then we throw Dawnbringers immediately as possible to preserve our points. Then we go for, he does barely nothing. As you can see there, he does literally nothing because he hits on double barrier. We'll go double kill him right here. And we just have to deal with the last little bit. Skull is not full mana, so I'm actually going to let him have that. I think even in Guild Wars I would let him have that, but we'll let him do his thing. He doesn't even take it, so there we go. We'll take those reds, throw in Furnace, and then just Ukastek kill it. Oh, he got another summon thingy. Oh, don't die, don't die, don't die! What are you doing? Okay, go get a double kill there. And then we just deal with this thing. Get your HP up so you don't die. Get your HP up again so we don't die. Actually, you know what? Just no Furnace is already enough damage. Yeah, I guess we could test it next red or yellow Guild War Day. Ooh, someone in my guild found a pet. A red day pet as well. So we get higher attack. I really feel like I should have maxed out Divinia before I do that though. But, yeah. I might actually go use my first Orb of Ascension ever. I've never used any Orbs of Ascension or the orange orbs. Well, for the orange orbs, I have no need to. But, I don't know. We might consider it. I'll need to see when the next Dragon Claw event is. It's probably not for like several months. If it's not for several months, I might actually go put the thing on it. Because we only have 2 copies of it. We're not going to be getting it to Mythic anytime soon. And if we're planning on using it for a lot of stuff, it might finally be worth it. In the case of Divine Ishbala, it's not as worth it because you would never really use it in first slot or anything like that. But Divinia, there's a lot of instances where you actually do use it in first or second slot. Not to mention it gains extra bonus. It would gain like 1 or 2 extra magic, and it would be a little bit tankier. And it would also have a slightly higher attack if we were to use it in first slot like that. Anyways, let's go and do our pet and go from there. I don't know. We do have a lot of them. I've just been wanting to save them for when we get closer to 10-star kingdoms and stuff. We currently have 19 Orbs of Ascension, which is a lot of them. We have way more than enough of them, that's for sure. We'll consider it later. We already did red and yellow Guild War Day this week, though, so we have no need to do it for another 3 weeks. But we'll consider it in 3 weeks from now. Anyways, what am I doing? I need to go do pet. Well, we just got. So let's go clear through these battles. Let's go do it with a standard team and go from there. Oh yes, it is already in the drop table. There's no delay on them. There's supposed to be a delay on them, but there's not. And it's kind of weird. I believe they said in one post that they removed the delay. But for whatever reason, all of their posts where they post the official announcement, it says, hey, it's going to be a 4-week delay or so, or whatever it normally says. But they actually come in immediately. As soon as the event ends, they're already in the drop table. And it's been like that for every pet so far. So I don't actually know what it's supposed to be at this point. The game, because there's 3 different things that is being said. The game is doing something where it automatically gives it to you. They posts that they make, the official posts say that it has a delay. But they say that it's not supposed to be. So it could just be that they forgot to switch it for the posts or something, I guess. But yeah, there's no delay on pets, at least currently. And I guess that's intended? Not even sure at this point. But yeah, there's no delay on pets. Once a pet comes in, it's immediately available. Hello, M78. Welcome. Okay, what else do we need to move around? Go take the red down, go grab some blue. We get Dawnbringer now. I mean, not Dawnbringer. Go throw an Furnace down. She knows even use Dawnbringer. Go through a poke to kill that out. Get our mana right back up. Get our free turn. Go through a Furnace. Never mind, that wasn't free turn. And Team Wipe. I know. I really should start using orbs. They're really, really overpowered. Even though I haven't used a single orb. The main reason I haven't used any orbs is I am considering getting a Zoogoth eventually. And the more orbs I use, particularly if I use any blue orbs, the longer it's going to take us to eventually get a Zoogoth. So I've been really hesitant to actually use orbs. But, I don't know, maybe we'll start using them. If nothing else, we'd actually gain a decent amount of value from using the smaller blue orbs and just try getting all the orbs we need for a Zoogoth by getting major orbs instead. The only problem with trying to wait for major orbs is it's going to take us literally over a year to get it that way. It's going to take so ridiculously long amount of time to actually get a Zoogoth that way. And it's actually important that we do eventually get a Zoogoth because it is required for +1 magic. The kingdom where it resides, a Zoogoth is the only mythic in the kingdom, and I believe 10 stars requires you to own the mythic, which means in order to get that +1 magic, we have to have a Zoogoth if we want it. And that's the only reason why I'm kind of really excessively hesitant to use orbs, because by the time we're probably going to be able to afford, if we don't use any orbs at all, we will probably be able to afford a Zoogoth by the time Karkaroth is ready to be 10-starred. And I just want to make sure we have that magic. That +1 magic is way better than whatever value we can get from using a couple of those orbs. Because, of course, that 1 magic applies everywhere. PvP, Explore, Arena, or not Arena. I literally named the 1 location where it doesn't go. But PvP, Explore, all of the game modes, Bounty Hunter, Guild Wars, all that stuff. Basically everywhere. Everywhere except Arena. Okay, let's go and hit that out. Go throw in a furnace. When did Scion go to Siphon? They ended up making a patch after version 2.0, which was either 2.05 or 2.1, where they gave all legendaries unique traits on their final trait, as well as mythics, but mythics weren't out at the time, I don't believe. But, yeah, they ended up doing a patch. Before, when traits first initially launched, nothing had unique traits. Not even legends, not even mythics. Actually, I don't believe mythics were even out yet. But, then it ended up getting siphoned during that, as well as everyone getting their unique traits. And unfortunately, that also determines what troops were good and bad. Prior to that, Aberrath was actually like pretty decent, but he got such horrible traits that no one ever bothered using him again. At one point, Aberrath was the meta. You would run Aberrath into Skull Spam, but that was before traits existed that mitigated Skulls, and that was also before he got horrible traits, and that combination of things made him useless forever. Alright, we'll go through. He's still the only thing in the entire game, though, that has a 100% chance to always clear the entire board. Though these days, Gorgolfa and other things are pretty much the exact same thing. Because even though it's not a 100% chance, it has so much magic that you're basically clearing the whole board with how many explosions it does. If anyone has any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably be wrapping up after we get this pet. So let me know if you guys want me to go over anything, answer anything, teams, all the such. Hello, Sandy. Welcome. Otherwise, tomorrow I will be... Let's see. Tomorrow's Sunday. I might do a little bit of streaming of Darkest Dungeon. Depends what time I end up waking up. If I wake up too late, I probably won't be doing it. But I'll probably do a little bit of Darkest Dungeon, see how that goes. If not, our next stream will, of course, be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, when we go do, hopefully, a Pan's Veil rework overview. And ideally, they'll be reworking that. They've been making mention of it, but they haven't confirmed yet if it is tomorrow, but hopefully it is. And, yeah, we'll have to see. But, yeah, we'll be going over tomorrow night's event and going over the new troops, hopefully going over the rebalance. Hopefully they rebalance. I highly advise, if you haven't already been doing it, to start getting Bard leveled if you don't already have it maxed or something. You really only need it to level 70, but still definitely have it to level 70 because you're going to be using it a lot next week, as well as just in general. So do make sure to go and get it leveled. There's also going to be the class event for it too if you want to go use gems for it. And from the previous event, it seems like it's really easy if you do go and actually try for leaderboard to make leaderboard, which is to be expected. The event only lasts for 1 day in the middle of the week, so it's pretty easy if you have the time to go make leaderboard on it, which is good if you want orbs, of course. What do we want? We'll go take green down. Not like we need it. I'm just trying to find something that will actually function here. We'll take a, I guess we'll take the brown. That doesn't give him skull. That's fine. Grab that over. Go grab maybe like the blue over or something. Take the brown to some purples. Run furnace. Go from there. They'll just poke us. Take the blues. Take the red. Please don't you dare die to that death mark. Let's see. Pick this because everything else is dangerous. Or almost everything else. Oh, come on. That Cascade ended up giving him that. Do we give him that skull? No, I think we just take this random green. Yeah, you just gotta kill. He just hit HP. Really? You would hit HP. The only thing you could have possibly hit that would actually killed us, and he hit it. Well, we're in trouble. I could actually lose this. We'll go give this finally. I didn't want to do that, but we have to. And wow, he actually killed us. Fail. Well, let's try that again. Let's try it again. Round 2. Could there be a team idea to use Herald of Chaos? Early game, he's really nice with Valkyrie and stuff. I wouldn't really bother with it later on in the game. You'd be better off running even just Plague or something at that point. But, or Azura. Azura just has way, like a ridiculous amount of stat reduction compared to anything else. It's even better than Plague as far as stat reduction, plus it has mana generation. While its damage isn't as consistent, it's way better and basically the better version of Herald of Chaos. The only time you would ever use Herald of Chaos in late game is if you're running two things. If you're building a all-night team for whatever reason, he's decent first slot for all night if you're not running in a Night Coronet version of it. And other than that, just for the death mark that he has, that's about it. He does have a pretty nice double reduction, where he does damage and then there's a reduction, which can hit pretty high early on in the game. So he can be decent for early game use. You get him pretty early too, because you have to complete out the Blighted Lands Kingdom in order to unlock Soulforge, and you automatically will get a Herald of Chaos by doing so. So you tend to get him pretty early, probably by like level 50 or so. And at that level range, using it with a Valkyrie and like 2 blue troops that use those blue mana that you accumulate from it, while still covering every color, ends up working really good. Your team would be Knight Coronet, a blue troop, Valkyrie, and another blue troop, ideally in a way that covers every color, and that'd pretty much be your team. But other than for that, at the very low level ranges, I wouldn't really ever bother with the troop. It's just not worth it compared to Azure, Spam, or literally anything else in the game. Okay, we'll grab that. But yeah, it's a fun troop. It's just not really that consistent, because most of his damage comes from randomly hitting the correct stats or randomly killing things with Deathmark. And generally, you don't want that much randomness. Okay, we get 2 more Fennec kits. I don't think that's enough to get it upgraded, but let's go double check. Go tank our gold, and go check if we can actually go get an upgrade. That's not where you go check for that. Let's go under troops, and go see if we can get it. Okay, we need 8 more copies of it. Actually 9, because we have to do 1 more than 15. Maybe we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Also, I don't know how, but we've gotten so few Luckies. Lucky is so unlucky. It's one of our lowest actually upgraded pets. Yet we have Mini Mimic way beyond the how many we needed, as well as Moon almost there as well. Kind of odd. But anyways, yeah, pets, slowly but surely we're getting there. It's going to be a while before we get them all maxed, but luckily we don't need them all maxed for a very long time. I don't think you need them maxed for Kingdom till like level 14 or something. I keep saying 14, I have no clue what level it actually is, but I know it's beyond level 10, obviously. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for coming down. As I mentioned, I'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 1 hour prior to now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow will be pretty interesting, too, because we will be going over the, hopefully, rebalanced Pan's Veil. I won't be able to do it till the following day, of course, but, you know, we can go overview it, see what the rebalance is if they do indeed do it. It should be to almost every troop if they do end up doing it. I'm really hoping Silent One gets rebalanced. Hopefully Siren will get better. There's a possibility they'll make it worse. And they're probably going to rebalance, like, some of the really noteworthy useless troops in that kingdom, like that one green satire thing and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see exactly what they do. It's not confirmed yet that they actually will be doing that, but they have been making hints at a Pan's Veil rework, and of course next week is Pan's Veil event, so if they were to ever do it, next week would make the most amount of sense, so hopefully we see it. Pan's Veil is considered one of the weaker kingdoms in the game. The only things that it has, actually here's everything that it has. Not sure exactly which ones they'll rework. But I guess I could kind of go overview that real quick right now. So as far as Pan's Veil, most of it's useless. Blade Danger at one point was the best troop in the game, but it just doesn't have a high enough boost ratio anymore. And they would never actually make it a 1-to-1, because then it just basically tears all armor from the enemy team, which would basically be like a AoE Mang. Though I could see that being kind of interesting. What they might do, though, is make it so he steals stats, because a lot of these are kind of, they want to basically make them all stat related. So what he might do as a change is he'll steal some of the armor from the enemies, instead of just doing the damage as well. Bunny Nog is completely useless, though I don't think they're going to rebalance it. It's just an anti-knight troop. It's ridiculously good against knights, but used literally in no other instance. Elwyn is pure useless. They could just completely scrap his ability for literally anything. I wouldn't mind. And I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't mind. He's pretty bad. Actually, one thing that they really could do to buff him up, replace Greedy, give him Empowered as his third. If they give him Empowered and made him like a better version of Soothsayer, I think he would have a lot of potential. The only problem with that is it would make Soothsayer dead content if they did that. But it would definitely be a nice buff for Elwyn if they did. Or at least give him like a 75% mana start or something, so it doesn't completely make Soothsayer useless. Fonessa, they're probably going to make it so it steals life. King Salinas, already good. Not the greatest thing out there, but it's already decent enough that they're probably not going to rebalance it. Nax is pure useless, but every single troop similar to him is also useless, so they might not even touch him. The Nymph, they're probably going to make it so it steals armor instead of destroys armor. Nyx is already good, so they're probably not going to touch it. Satire, they're probably going to completely overhaul the ability for something else. They'll probably still keep the extra turn on it, though. Satire Magician's already good, though they might make it so it steals some kind of stat instead of does just damage. Siren, they better not make weaker, but if they do, it's probably going to be something different with how it applies its damage. As long as it still does its 9 gem spawn, it will still be used in Goblin teams. But there's a chance they might nerf it to a degree that it's not useful anymore. Savasi is already in the theme of what they want. They want to make this entire kingdom, specifically wild folks, in the theme of stealing stats. So basically how Savasi already functions is what they're aiming for everything. He's still towards the weaker side, but that's pretty much what we're going to be seeing for most of them. Silent One, I really hope they buff. Even though I was just mentioning how annoying the meta was when he was big. But I kind of wish they would move his mana cost back to 16 like it used to be. And give him something else that actually uses magic on his ability, because of course he doesn't use magic at all. But I don't know, it just always feels like it's missing something. Wild Queen is already in the theme of what they're aiming for with the whole stat reduction thing, or stat stealing, so they're probably not going to touch that at all. And War Goat is just pure useless, and they're probably going to keep it as pure useless. And that's pretty much that. But yeah, we'll see exactly what they do. Hopefully we get the rebalance. Hopefully it'll be fun, whatever they do. But definitely, whatever it is, Bard counts as Wild Folk, as well as Pan's Veil. So whatever happens, Bard will be what will be used with it most likely. So definitely make sure you have that ready to go for Monday. But anyways, guys, thank you all for coming down. I will see you all later. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye, everyone.